First and foremost, thank you all for joining us this morning for a chat with Coach Gray. We're going to open up with some comments from Coach Gray, and then we'll open it up to questions from the media. We do ask that you use the raise hand icon at the bottom of the screen and wait to be acknowledged before joining the call. Coach Gray, if you can open up with giving us a few comments about the past 2 weeks in play and this upcoming week.
You're on mute, Coach. Can't hear you. There should be a mute tab at the bottom.
Coach Gray, it's showing that you're on mute. Are you able to take it off mute?
It says he's not on mute now.
Could be your speakers, Coach.
Let me see it for 1 second, guys.
Toussaint Hill says check the audio settings.
In the interest of time, I'm right down the hall, Coach. I'll just bring my laptop to you, and then you could just use that one. I'll be right there.
Thank you all for your patience. So this past week, the Golden Rams defeated Thoroughbreds 49-21, and the previous week we defeated Shaw University. This upcoming week we'll be playing Florida A&M in Tallahassee, Florida. Kickoff is 7 p.m.
All right. We good?
I don't know. Am I good?
Yes, much
Yeah.
better. Thank you so much.
All right. First thing is obviously, you know, we're excited about the first 2 weeks of the season. Our standard is going 1-0 each and every week. So for us, it's been an exciting 2 weeks to come out of the first 2 weeks 2-0. We hadn't been 2-0 since I've been here, so you know it's a different feeling in and around the program, simply because the guys have put in the work all summer and really focused in on the task at hand in terms of making sure that we're taking everything one day at a time. We're not a team that's going to look past anybody or look forward to anybody. I think our guys have done a really good job of just focusing in on who it is and what it is that we have going on at the time. So these last 2 weeks have been really a testament of that. And I'm proud of the way that our guys have shown up and played over the last 2 weeks. Obviously, there's there's still a lot of work to do because we have made some mistakes across the scope of things. But at the end of the day, you're always excited to make those corrections after a win. So we're looking forward to moving forward and the opportunity to play this upcoming week and get ourselves focused and ready for that game.
Coach, I know it's early in the week. Do you have any injury updates for us?
No.
Okay. You're returning to FAMU as a head coach of Albany State. You're a FAMU Hall of Famer. What's the buildup of this week going to be like for you personally?
Won't be anything different for me. They're an opponent that's on our schedule. That's what we're focused on. We're going to prepare like any other week that we prepare for. The buildup won't be coming from me, won't be coming from this program because now they're the next person on the schedule, and that's all we're focused on. We're preparing for our next opponent, which happens to be FAMU. And we're going to approach this week like we approach any other week and get ourselves ready to play a good football game.
Much bigger brand of football as FAMU, as you know. You're going on the road in a hostile environment. What would a win mean for Albany State in this type of setting?
It's a non-conference game for us. So a win in the setting would really be a good thing for our psyche and our mental when it comes down to our program, being that we are a Division II school and FAMU is a Division I school. Anytime that you can pull out a win over what is considered a larger opponent, you're always welcoming of that and excited about that. But we have to put the work in this week and make sure that we're prepared and get our kids prepared to go in there and play a game against a very, very formidable opponent.
Seems like the first 2 weeks and even going back to last season, your offense doesn't not know how to score. It's been a fluid thing, and you guys have been nearly perfect on offense. What's been the key to the success so far on this 2-0 start?
I think for us, the biggest key has been our guys up front. Our offensive line has really done a great job over the fall camp and then also in the off season of coming together, working together, lifting together, doing the things that they needed to do to build that camaraderie with each other. And it's starting to show up each and every play and each and every game. They've done a tremendous job of protecting the quarterback. Although we may have given up a sack or two here and there, it may have been because of some breakdown in terms of something that we hadn't seen on defense. But at the end of the day, those guys up front are playing well. Isaiah is obviously playing well as a quarterback. And we'll go as far as our offensive line and our quarterback takes us. As long as they can protect him and as long as he can get the ball out of his hands and we can establish a run game, we should be good.
And just to confirm, you are the play caller, right, on offense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Your offense is averaging 50 points through 2 games. How do you deliver the message to the team that it won't always be like that, and they'll have to be ready to eventually face adversity throughout a game?
That's the message all the time. Because the game of football, there's ebb and flows of what do you call it? That big thing they call momentum. And we didn't start this past game out the way we would have liked, and we faced some adversities. They had threw an interception, and we had given up a sack and things of that magnitude. So it's a matter of coming to the sideline, making the adjustments, and making sure we can calm our guys down and put them in situations to be successful. We got to go back to the basics because obviously there's a game plan in place and there's things that we want to do. But at the end of the day, if some of those things aren't going as planned, you have to go back to the basics of football and what you teach on day one. And what we do when it comes down to that is go straight back to our day one stuff that we know we can run with our eyes closed. So we make sure that regardless of what our game plan is, we always have our base offense in our back pocket to call on that we know our guys can run and they can definitely get some should have some success in running because they should know it like the back of their hands, regardless of what the game plan is. So we talk about adversity each and every day because we know at some point there's going to be a chance that we aren't able to score at will or score as many points as we would like. But at the end of the day, it don't matter how many points we score as long as we score one more point than the opposing team.
Does it concern or maybe bother you at all that your team hasn't really had that adversity yet?
No, because this team is really built with a lot of experience. We brought back 8 starters on offense, well maybe 9 starters on offense, and brought back 8 on defense. And we faced adversity as a program in the past. These kids have been playing together, or some of these kids have been playing together under our leadership for the last 3 years. And we faced a lot of adversity in the past as a program and together. So the fact that we hadn't faced a whole bunch of it early this year doesn't necessarily say we haven't faced it together in the past. So I do know what these guys have in their tanks when it comes down to adversity and facing adversity and being able to overcome it. So when we do face adversity and we're not able to do the things that we would like to do, I don't have a doubt in my mind that we would be able to overcome those things and right the ship.
Back-to-back winning seasons since you've arrived. Things look good this year as well. What's been some of the philosophies that you've brought into the culture at Albany State?
We're all in. It's all about attitude, little things, the love, intelligence, and then now. That's what we're all about. We control our attitude each and every day. We got to make sure that we handle the little things before they become big issues. We love each and one of our players, and we're going to show that each and every day. Whether we're on the field or off the field, we make sure that our guys have the an A1 experience when it comes down to being here at Albany State. And when it comes down to love, we don't spell love Love here. We spell love Time, because if you say you love something, you're going to spend time with it. So with that, that's our philosophy around here. And then that I is the intelligence, and we got to be smart in everything we do. The way we play football, the way we approach our academics, the way we approach our community service and giving back to the community. And then the now is, why wait to do something tomorrow when you can do it now? That's in our preparation, that's in our academics, and that's definitely within our game and in how we play. So for us, our philosophy is making sure you're all in each and every day, doing exactly what it is that you're asked to do. And if not, then you won't be a part of this program, because at the end of the day, we don't ask for much, because we got one rule around here, and that's the do right rule. I get that from my old head coach, Coach Billy Joe. And it simplifies everything, to be honest with you, because we deal with 17 to 22, 23-year-olds, and I think over their lifespan, they know what the right thing is when it comes down to what they're doing in life. So the do right rule sort of kind of simplifies everything, and everybody understands it. And we really, really drilled that into what we do and how we do things, and it's been successful for us.
You all are predicted to win the SIAC. Do you use that as motivation, or you guys don't really talk about it much? Like, what's the approach?
Nah, that's not motivation for us, because at the end of the day, a prediction is just that's people that aren't playing the game. That's people that sit back and put people in an order that they have no absolute idea of what some teams may have, or who they may have, or what they've recruited, or anything like that. Although, while it's exciting to hear, we try not to engage or swallow that poison, because at the end of the day, that can lead to us being complacent and allowing ourselves to not work as hard as that we need to. But at the end of the day, like I tell our guys, hell, we were picked to win it last year, and we didn't even play for it. So at the end, when it comes down to it, being selected to win it in the preseason means nothing until November. So when November comes and we're in that championship game, whether 1 or 2, that's what it's truly all about, competing for the SIAC championship in November.
You mentioned Isaiah knows this offense will go as far as he does. Yeah. Where do you start just with what he does for this offense, for this program, and just what he's been able to do at quarterback?
Well, when you have a guy that's smart and understands what it is that you're trying to do from an offensive standpoint, that's half the battle. Because if you have a guy back there that's able to make sound decisions with the football and able to control the offense as if the play caller's on the field, then there's nothing really more that you can ask for. He's a very smart individual. He asks all the right questions. He's a great teammate to his teammates and things of that magnitude. But Isaiah just is an epitome of what you look for in a signal caller when it comes down to running an offense. Has he made some mistakes? Absolutely. Everybody makes mistakes. But at the end of the day, he's able to move forward from some of the mistakes that he's made in the past, and he's grown from a lot of mistakes that he's made in the past. So to have a guy like that leading your offense, it's a tremendous thing to be able to sit back as a coach and a play caller and maybe just send something in and know that if it's not great, then he's going to put you in the right, get you in the right play to be successful, simply because he's studied the opponent and he knows what he's going to get in certain situations. So to have him, man, it's a blessing.
So how much freedom have you given Isaiah? Is he making all the protection checks, changing plays, or how much freedom did you give him out?
He has the freedom to do that in most cases, but at the end of the day, as a coach, it's our job really to put our guys in the best situation possible, and give them, tidbits and pointers to help them understand, if we do get a different look, what it is that we can get to. And he's very, very good and well versed in that. So he knows the offense so well that he's able to, if we do get a look, he's able to go ahead and get us into something that's a little bit better than maybe what's called. So he has the autonomy to be able to do that. He doesn't necessarily abuse his ability to do that, but he does at times make sure that he tries to put us in the right situation and the right calls.
What are some of the things he does well that goes unnoticed?
He's a great teammate. He motivates his guys each and every week. And then I'm not just talking about from an offensive standpoint. I'm talking about just from an overall team standpoint, because typically you'll get a guy that hangs with the wide receivers or hangs with the offensive line, but that's not Isaiah. You're gonna see him with the D linemen, the linebackers. You're gonna see him with the DBs. He's just a great person, man. And when it comes down to it, like I said, you couldn't ask for a better leader when it comes down to your overall leader of your team. And he walks in with a smile each and every day. There's not a day to me that he has a bad day, simply because he's a God-fearing individual. He's very, very into knowing who his Savior is and all that good stuff. Man, he got saved this past spring. He graduated this past spring and all that good stuff. So, he's overall just becoming the man that he wants to be, and it shows each and every day.
You've had a successful collegiate career, played in the NFL several years. Is there anything that Isaiah does that you wish you were able to do?
I sometimes, I wish I was as athletic as he was when I was back then. He moves a little bit better than I did when I was in college and all that good stuff. Although, I was able to get myself out of trouble and all that good stuff with my legs, but he's a little bit more shifty when it comes down to it. And I do envy that at times. And we talk about that a little bit, but like I tell him sometimes in practice when I see him throw, I tell him, hey man, you need me to disconnect this thing so you can borrow it or whatever. So, at the end of the day, we have fun with it, man, because he's a great kid. And I'm sorry, he's a great young man because he's not a kid, but we have fun all the time, man. That's my guy.
Yeah. Obviously you transferred from the Naval Academy, coming out of high school, and now I guess it's easy to look in hindsight. Do you think he was under-recruited?
I don't know that because his athleticism allowed him to be recruited in a different way. Isaiah was sort of kind of one of those guys that wanted to, and I think it sort of kind of leads to why our relationship is as good as it is, because in high school he played quarterback. In high school I played quarterback. When it came down to the bigger schools, Syracuse and things of that magnitude, when I was getting recruited, they wanted me to move to tight end. He was getting recruited at Tennessee. They wanted him to move to receiver, a slot receiver, and he wanted to play quarterback. So at the end of the day, he knew what he wanted to do, and he stuck to his guns, and ultimately led him to going to Navy. And I can't say that he was under recruited, simply because he was recruited a little bit differently. Just sort of kind of like in a sense, the way Lamar Jackson was recruited. Coming out of high school, I always thought, oh, well, he shouldn't move to receiver or he shouldn't move to running back. But ultimately, when you stick to your guns and you know who you are, you're able to do the things that you want to do and able to be successful at whatever it is that you put your mind to. So he stuck with it. And luckily for us, we're blessed to have him as a part of who we are and what we do here at Albany State.
Last thing for me on Isaiah, do you think there's anything you want to see him improve on at this point?
We have some things that we talk about, but there's not any glaring things that you really can put your finger on. But there's always the little things that within the program and within our little communication that we talk about that we can definitely improve upon, that I'll sort of kind of make sure I keep between him and I. But at the end of the day, there's always things that you can improve on when it comes to the game of football, because if you think you know it all in the game of football, it's probably time for you to get away from it, because the game is always changing and there's always new things to learn and improve upon. So we'll definitely continue to work to get better as a quarterback and a play caller. But at the end of the day, man, I'm definitely proud of the way that he's handled things and the way that he's maturing and taking his team where we need to go.
I guess this is also for Isaiah, but also just overall. FAMU defensively, historically, has always been sound. What are you guys going to have to take advantage?
We got to play a great football game. There's no because they're 0-2 don't mean they're not a good football team. They just played a Howard team that I thought did some things that were a little bit different, because at the end of the day, Howard only scored 7 points. They played a FAU team that is a little bit better than some may think when it comes down to offensively, because they do some really, really good things offensively. And when it comes down to us, we got to go in there and play a very, very sound, good football game. It's going to take our A game to come out of there with a victory, and hopefully we can get our preparation taken care of this week and go down there and play the best game that we've played thus far, and be able to come out of there with a victory. Because they're 0-2, I don't understand or feel like there's any opportunity to look past or downplay who they are, because they're stout up front on defense and offense. They're fast. All right. They got guys that can make plays on both sides of the ball, and they do swarm to the ball when it comes down to defensively. So we got to play a really good football game to go down there and think we're going to come out with a win.
Tell me a little bit about your receiver group. They're all getting the love right now through 2 games, a lot of touches around the field.
Well, over the past couple of years, our receivers have really done a tremendous job of getting open and really just taking advantage of what the defense gives us. Because at the end of the day, we do run some choice routes that allow our guys to see the coverage and make decisions based on what they see. And they've done a really good job of catching the balls that have been thrown, by Isaiah. And that's really what it's all about. Our offense is based upon our quarterback making great decisions and getting the ball out of his hands in a timely fashion, and getting the balls to our playmakers, which are our receivers and our backs. And now our tight ends are actually starting to come around and make plays at a really good rate as well. So for us, those guys over the last 2 years have done a tremendous job of working and getting with Isaiah and understanding what it is that we're trying to do offensively, and then communicating what they see out there on the field during the game. And that's really a big part of it, because when you have guys that come off the field and can tell you exactly what they're trying to do to you, that's a major component for us as coaches to be able to make adjustments in game and be able to put them in the right situations to be successful.
And with the running game, how balanced do you want to be, or is it just we're going to ride the Isaiah train?
Well, we'll be as balanced as the defense allows us to be honest with you, because, when it comes down to it, we're going to call run plays. But sometimes Isaiah's going to give us an opportunity to get into a better play that may be a pass. He may get us to a situation where if we do have maybe an RPO on, he may see something that allows him to pull it and throw it. So, really what we do, man, is based upon taking what the defense gives us, and we harp upon that all day long, man, because we talk about sticking the jab, man, and not getting bored, because at the end of the day, if you continue to stick the jab, man, a lot of things can come for that, because we don't want to try and force anything. So we try and take exactly what the defense gives us, and it's been successful for us this far.
And defensively, you all have been able to force turnovers, several interceptions through 2 games. I imagine you want to see more of that headed into week 3 against Florida A&M.
I mean, that speaks for itself, to be honest with you. Our defense has done a really good job of making in-game adjustments. Kentucky State sort of kind of gave us a little bit of some stuff in the first half, but Coach Cash and his staff, that side of the ball, did a really good job at halftime, making halftime adjustments and being able to shut down what is a really, really tough offensive scheme when it comes down to Coach Huggins and the Kentucky State Thoroughbred. So kudos to those guys and the student athletes for being able to make the adjustments and apply whatever it was that the coaches were trying to get them to do. We definitely want to make sure that we continue to see those improvements each and every week.
Excellent. I saw and noticed 2 of your sons are on the team as well. How are they developing?
Well, they're doing fine. They are freshmen, and we're getting what we expect out of them. To be honest with you, Quinn Jr. is playing a little bit. Ashton got a little bit of his first college football against Shaw, and unfortunately, over the past week with SIAC rules, we weren't able to dress as many guys. But this upcoming week, being that it is a non-conference game, we can dress as many as we'd like. So those guys will get an opportunity to possibly get some time this upcoming week against a formidable opponent in FAMU. But those guys, my sons, have done a tremendous job of making the adjustment to college life, man. Obviously, with them being my sons, it's no different from them than it would be if they were just a regular college student coming on campus. They just happen to call me dad. So with all that, man, it's been a great experience to have my kids, my 2 boys around, and being able to see them mature and grow into their roles as college football players. So I'm excited about it.
Anyone at Florida A&M you still keep in touch with, or any relationships over there still on staff?
I mean, I got plenty of relationships still on campus. Coach Cozy himself, we have had a great relationship over the years, and up until probably last week, we've always stayed in contact and all that good stuff. Obviously, there's several people in and around campus that I still have great relationships with. My permanent residence is there, so at the end of the day, I see those folks all the time when it comes down to it, simply because that's where my wife is from, and that's where she said we were going to have a house. So at the end of the day, man, I see some of those folks all the time, but understanding that, I have a job to do here at Albany State, and that's what the plan is.
Awesome. Stan, you got anything, man?
Yeah, Coach, I know you mentioned that your sons are on the team. Real quick before we get into other questions, do they call you dad when they're on the field, or do they say coach?
It's dad. It don't matter how long. It's gonna take a minute for them to get to a Coach Gray situation, simply because it's always been dad. Had I had the opportunity like Coach Prime or to coach, and I'm sure they still call him dad too, but so I get the notion of, hey man, I'm coach when it's on the field and all that good stuff, but it's hard to turn that off when you see this person each and every day and you're known or used to calling them a certain thing, just to have to be able to turn that off because we're in a different setting. But my boys are great, man, and they try their best to do it, but it don't always work, man. But it's fine, to be honest with you, because with me being on the offensive side and them being on the defensive side, it's not a whole lot of interaction when it comes down to it anyway. So, you know, when we talk after practice and before meetings and things of that magnitude, and then offline or whatever the case, man, it's always dad. You know, you definitely love that stuff.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to touch on, Coach, I know we talked about the offense, the defense. I wanted to get into the special teams. It's been playing really well. You know, had a punt return for a touchdown week 1, opened up week 2 with the 59-yard kickoff return. Has that been a specific emphasis entering this season? I know, you know, during the spring you had mentioned some miscues from last season that kind of hurt you guys when it came to the conference championship race on special teams. So talk to me about the emphasis on special teams so far.
I think you get what you emphasize, right? When it comes down to offensively, defensively, and special teams, and you're absolutely right. Over the offseason, we talked about the need to make sure that we're better on special teams, and our special teams have come up big for us in these first 2 weeks. You're talking about a 90-yard touchdown kickoff return last week against Shaw, or 2 weeks ago against Shaw. And then we had a 48, 49-yard punt return negated this past week because we weren't disciplined enough to get in the end zone and then celebrate. And then we had a 90-yard kickoff return this past week for a touchdown that was brought back by a holding that didn't need to take place. So when it comes down to it, man, we're putting a lot of emphasis on our special teams play and making sure that we're doing the things that we need to do to be good in those situations and be able to improve upon and take advantage of those hidden yardage or that hidden yardage, because a lot of people don't take into consideration what special teams can do to change the momentum of a game or to be able to help you win a game. Because Coach Washington does a tremendous job of preparing those guys each and every week, and it's been evident in what we do on a game field. So we're going to continue to harp upon those things on special teams and make sure that special teams is always a reason that we win the game versus the alternative. So we definitely get out of our special teams what we emphasize, and we've emphasized that we need special people for those situations.
On mute, Stan.
Oh, apologies for that. But Coach, when it comes to nickname, your defense has a nickname, the Dirty Blue Defense. How did it get that nickname?
That nickname came from a long time ago, man. The Dirty Blue Defense. That name came with how they played football back in the Coach Mike White days, and you know, this school has historically been known for the play of defense. It's really more so more recently that we've been a little bit more offensively putting points up like the way we do. Our defense way back, I want to say almost at this point, not damn near 40 years ago, that the defense was tabbed as the Dirty Blue Defense just because of the tenacity and the way that they played the game. At the end of the day, man, and we want to continue to have that same tenacity and help keep that legacy going with how we play defensive football. We talk about the way we want to approach each and every week, how we want to take the ball away from offenses, and how we want to play up front, because ultimately everything starts up front for us from an offensive and defensive perspective. And for us, our D-line is a great group of kids. Have we played up to our potential? Not as of yet, but I do believe with the way that I challenged them on yesterday in our meeting that we're going to see a different play from our defensive line moving forward, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Coach, it's a defensive line that's allowing, I believe, 2 yards of carry so far, and limiting them to about 13% on third down so far. So when you got a good running back like Franklin for FAMU you're about to face, how do you motivate them using their past performance into this future performance?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't know if I have to motivate our guys this week. They understand who we're playing. They understand what we're going to face. So the motivation is on the schedule. So for me, it's about being disciplined and doing what you're asked to do and not getting outside of what you're asked to do. It's about doing your 111th and making sure you're doing your job, because if you if you start trying to do somebody else's job, that's when things happen. That's when we give up big plays. And that's truly what's happened when we've given up big plays this year. If somebody that's not in their proper gap, that's not have the right leverage and coverage and all that good stuff. So when it comes down to it, man, the motivation is already there for us as a program this week, playing again a Division I school and playing an opponent that's only about an hour and a half, hour 45 away from us, and just knowing that I think fortunately the kids may have a little bit more motivation because I'm a former Rattler and all that good stuff. So there's things that don't need to be said this week that are going to motivate our guys to go in there and play their best game.
Okay, guys, we have time for one last question.
Coach, last question for you. So, as a former Rattler, you know, you were there under Hall of Famer Billy Joe with that Gulf Coast offense. What elements of that Gulf Coast offense have you been able to take throughout your coaching career and have really been a big part of your success at Albany State so far?
I just think for me, what we did in the late 90s and early 2000s was revolutionary because Coach Billy Joe brought some things to the game of college football that hadn't been done before. The speed that we were playing at, and then just the ability to get the ball out of our hands and into our wide receivers' hands and our backs' hands was really unheard of at that time. And since then, the game of football has really just gone and grown into really a no-huddle, fast-paced game. Unless you play for the Armies of the world, the Navies of the world, those teams that are still running the triple option, you rarely see offensive systems that huddle. You're talking about the ability back in the late 90s, early 2000s to do something that hadn't really been done in college football. And nowadays it's something that's the norm. So Coach Billy Joe deserves a lot of credit for being able to bring that aspect to the game. And when it comes down to what we do and how we do it, we don't necessarily schematically run the things that we ran, but from a speed standpoint, we're definitely able to get on the ball and snap the ball within 10 seconds of the play ending, or we're able to snap the ball with 2 seconds left on the 40-second play clock. So for us, our tempo has been a tremendous thing for us in the past 2 years, just making sure that we're able to put defenses in different situations when they're trying to sub, and that's part of who we are, because at the end of the day, when you try to match up with us and things of that magnitude, we can do a whole lot of different things from different personnel groupings and personnel settings. So that's one of the advantages that running a no-huddle offense gives us, and that's one of the things that I've taken from my time with Coach Billy Joe in terms of the tempo that we're able to play with.
This time we're going to call this to a close. We thank everyone for joining us for a chat with Coach Gray. Join us again this time next week, and join us this Saturday in Tallahassee as we play the Rattlers of Florida A&M.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
You're
Coach.
quite welcome, guys.
Stop the recording. I did record the call, so if you still need a copy of transcripts, I'll be able to send it to you guys.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, if possible, just like Thursday or Friday, could you send over the 2 deep depth chart to us? That way, if we have any name pronunciations or anything we got to get out, we can just ask for those.
I actually have a name pronunciation chart that I can send you guys as well.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you very much.
Problem. Thanks again for joining us, guys.
Are we going to get the defensive coordinator and co-defensive coordinator, or?
I did send it to them to join.
They
might be in a meeting.
Okay. All right, cool.
I'll see if I can get them connected with you guys another way.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate your time.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
All right. Have a great evening. Or
You too. Yes.
See ya.
Bye.